Don't play hard to get, become hard to get. Now, this doesn't mean play games with guys, stop texting them, ignore them because you think that they might like you more. No, this means become a person who is actually so busy with your own life that naturally you become that person who's so desirable, who's difficult to get hold of, that someone wants a piece of. That's what it means to become hard to get. It means you're not doing it purposely, but it's just the person who you have become as a result of the life that you have created for yourself. So in this video, I want to share with you how you can become that girl who is hard to get naturally. Point number 1, create a life that you love. This is so important, my loves, my dears. So often, when we feel a gap in our life, when we feel like there's something missing, we can often go looking for it externally. We can often try and find it in a relationship. We can try and find it in other things. But the way you become someone who's highly desirable, who's hard to get, that people want to schedule you in their diary, is to make sure you fall in love with your own life. So often, so many of us, we waste our time twiddling our fingers, waiting for Mr. Prince Charming to come and save us. Guess what? He may not be coming. I'm sorry to break it to you. I know. The reality is, it's important you take ownership of your life. It's important that you realize you are responsible for your own life and you are the creator, the director, the CEO of your life, and you can make your life amazing. It's down to you. You have to fall in love with life. That's how you become someone who's desirable, magnetic, that people want a piece of. This means, are you doing the things that you love? Have you created the dream life for yourself? If not, then that's what you need to focus on. Rather than focusing on finding the guy, finding the relationship, focus on creating a life that you love. What are the things that you love doing? Do those things. Honestly, your future relationship, your future partner will thank you for it. So think about things that you could do on a daily basis that you love, to the point where you don't feel that gap. You don't feel like there's something missing that you need to go chasing after to fill in the gap, because you feel so fulfilled and joy with your own life. And for everyone, it's different what brings them joy. Maybe for some people, this could be traveling. For others, it could be going to music events. Whatever you like doing, your passions and your hobbies, I encourage you to find those. I encourage you to start doing the things that you love. If you don't know what they are, spend some time to discover those things. For everyone, as I mentioned, it's different. For me, I love going to music events. I love traveling. I like looking at new outfits and experimenting. I love doing art. For you, it could be completely different. Get creative. Fall in love with life. There's so much that we could do. And this is your opportunity. If you're single, if you're alone, this is your opportunity to discover those things that you love. When you do that, when you learn to enjoy your time doing the things that you love, you become very selective about who you spend your time with. You're no longer going to be desperate because you figured out how to spend your precious time doing the things that you love. So you're not going to waste it on any Tom, Dick and Harry who are not treating you right. You'll be very selective. You're not going to be needy. And people can sense that. When you're someone who's in love with life, you give off this energy that's uplifting and people want a piece of that. You're not going to always be available because you will prioritize the things that you love, and people want what they cannot have. We all want something that's not always available. Something's there all the time. At times, people take it for granted. And that's how you become someone who's hard to get, not from actually trying to be hard to get. You naturally become hard to get by falling in love with life, doing the things that you love. Point number 2, how to become someone who's hard to get is to set some boundaries. Boundaries. This is so important, my loves. If you don't have any boundaries, people are going to walk over you. You're not going to be hard to get. You'll be easy to get, and people will take advantage of you. And if you're someone like me who's an ex-chronic people pleaser, people will use you and abuse you. It's so important that you know what your values are, and if people cross the line, you set boundaries. For example, in a relationship, if you find someone who wants to sleep with you, who wants to have sex with you too early on and you're not comfortable, you need to learn to say no. Learn to put yourself first without being afraid, without being scared. And this is how people learn how to treat you. Sometimes we need to teach people how to treat us, unfortunately. You value your own time, so you're not going to waste it on someone who's not treating you right. You're not going to settle with someone who's toxic. You set boundaries so that people know not to cross them. And that's how you become someone who's not easily available all the time, that people can take advantage of. They know you've got boundaries, they know you've got standards, and they have to respect that. And that's what actually makes you more desirable to people, when they can see that you have some standards. It will make people respect you more. And that's why it's so important to learn to say those 2 letters, N-O. If you don't want to do something, learn to put yourself first. It may be difficult at times, but if you do it a number of times, it will get easier, I promise. And it doesn't mean not doing anything for anyone, no. Like for a family member who needs your support and help. No, this is for someone who may take advantage of you, someone who wants to use you. Learn to say no. And that's how you become someone who's hard to get. Point number 3. How do you become that person who's hard to get? You take care of yourself and you practice self-love. Everything begins with self-love. If you learn to love yourself, this is how you teach other people to love you. So often, so many of us, we can look outside ourselves, we can look for love, we can look for someone to take care of us, but we forget that we can also take care of ourselves. I know it's nice when someone else takes care of us. Who doesn't want to be taken care of, right? We all do. It feels lovely, but not at the detriment, not at the cost of lowering our standards, not at the cost of settling with someone who doesn't treat us right. Okay? When you learn to take care of yourself, when you learn to love yourself, this will change the game. It means you're not going to constantly seek it from a relationship, from a guy, and you're not going to be desperate. And that's what makes you become hard to get without you knowing it. It means if someone's trying to pursue you and you know that he's not right for you, you're not going to be with him just because you need love, because you figured out how to make yourself feel good, how to give yourself love. And this could be many different ways. For me, I love having a long hot bath in the evening sometimes. I really look forward to it. Sometimes I would choose that over a day, depending on what mood I'm in. You know, that makes me feel great. And I love cooking myself nutritious, healthy meals. It makes me feel amazing. For you, that could be something completely different. Maybe for some people, it's going and pampering themselves in a spa, treating themselves to nice outfits, whatever it is that makes you feel good, that makes you feel like you are practicing self-love. Once you show yourself you are loving yourself, you're also showing the world that you love yourself, and that's how they will treat you. People will see that you are someone who is comfortable in your own skin, you love yourself, And that's how you will present yourself to the world. And once you learn how to make yourself feel good, take care of yourself, that's how you become someone who's hard to get, because you won't compromise. You won't settle. And you'll be, again, very selective with who you spend your time with, because your time is precious. You can make yourself feel good. Point number 4, how to become someone who's hard to get, being desirable, where everyone wants a piece of, that guy wants to get to know you. Point number 4 is to work on self-improvement and personal development. This one is really important. This means that you know that the best investment you can make is the one with yourself. So often we all put all our energy and focus on finding Mr. Prince Charming, love. We all do it. I've done it. Okay, we all want love. It's a natural thing for us as humans. And I'm not saying not to be open to that. Of course it's beautiful. But sometimes, if you can focus, if you can pull that energy back and focus it in you, developing yourself, investing in yourself, this is the best investment you can make. And your future partner, your future marriage, whatever you want, relationship, will thank you for it. This means you are working on stuff to help you grow, to help you develop. This could be projects, side hustle, learning a new language. You're continuously growing and improving. You are so obsessed with learning about yourself and the things that you can do that you don't have time to wander, twiddling your fingers for someone to come and save you. You love learning new things. You understand that our purpose in this world as humans is to grow, challenge ourselves, see how much we can push ourselves, see what we can achieve. You are going after the things that you want in this world, your goals, your ambitions. You're discovering your purpose, and this is giving you true fulfillment. It could be that you're working on becoming financially independent so that you don't have to rely on a guy or settle with a guy just because of money. This is what makes you unstoppable. This is what makes you fearless as a woman. When you can be self-sufficient, when you figure out the things that bring you joy, fulfillment, purpose, it means you don't have any time to waste. It means you have a full life with meaning that brings you fulfillment. And when you have that feeling from things that you do, ambition, career, purpose, passion, whatever it is, when you have that feeling of fulfillment, meaning, you know that you don't have to seek it from a guy, from a relationship. That's a bonus. It's an icing on the cake. And that's how you become someone who's hard to get, because you're laser focused in creating the life that you desire. And you're open to meeting new people. But you're also very quickly able to detach and let go if someone is not right for you. Point number 5, how do you become that girl, that woman who is hard to get, who is just naturally like, how do I get her attention? Well, you need to learn to validate yourself. So often, so many of us, including myself, I've done this before, we seek validation from external things, whether that's a job status, whether that's a relationship, a guy, whether that's a certain salary, materialistic things. We've all done it. When you learn to validate yourself, that will be a game changer. That means you're not going to constantly seek attention, approval from a guy to make you feel good, because you know how to make yourself feel good. You know that your worth does not come from these external things. So that means you're not going to go chasing after them. You are good and solid in who you are without all these external things. You know that your worth is not defined by a marriage, by a relationship, by having children, by having a big house, by having that job, whatever it may be. When you learn to validate yourself, it means that you don't need to go chasing after a guy to make you feel good. You don't need to prove yourself to a guy for love. You know you are worthy of love as you are. And that's what makes you become hard to get, because you know your self-worth. And you know you don't need to force yourself to chase after all these things for the love that you desire. You are worthy of love as you are. And if you know that someone's not treating you right, then you will quickly let it go. You have no issues because you're happy with who you are, regardless of all these things. You don't need validation. Point number 6, how do you become that girl who is hard to get? Is to master being alone. Love your own company. This one changes everything. If you can learn to enjoy your own company, OMG, honestly, this is going to make you irresistible, honestly, because I think there's too many people who fear being alone. This is one of our greatest fears. No one wants to be alone. The lone person is seen to be the weirdo, is seen to be the strange one. That's one of our greatest fears, to die alone, to be alone. But actually, if you learn to be alone, being alone and being lonely are two different things. If you learn to be alone, to enjoy your own company, be comfortable in your own company, it means that you will not settle. If someone is coming along and not treating you right, you'd rather be alone. If someone is giving you a hard time, is making you feel stressed out, you'd rather be alone because you learned how to enjoy your own company. Learning to love your own company means you can do things alone. Go for dinner alone. Go traveling alone. When you learn to do all those things, it means you're not going to wait for someone to do those things with, because you are okay on your own. I think so many people, we wait for someone to do things with, and then we end up waiting for so long. That time may never come. So we end up missing out on so many opportunities because we're waiting. I have friends who do this. Just the other day, I had someone say, when I meet someone, I'll do this, I'll do that. But what if you don't? That's why if you learn to be on your own, love your own company, start doing things on your own, it means you become so much more desirable. It means you're not waiting around, you're getting on with your life. And if someone comes, if they want to join you, that's great. But if someone comes and they're giving you a headache, you can let them go. Like this. And that's what makes you become someone who's hard to get. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Comment below. Add something if I've missed something that you can think of. Comment. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you're all doing really well, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Bye.